Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showcasing some project updates like the switch holder that holds now a USB. I have over there a rotating Alp switch adapter, a Alp switch opener. Here's some first sets of UV printed keycaps for a project and the first keyboard with UV printed keycaps. So I'll go and explain a bit more details about everything. And this is a new format of videos. Let me know what you think down in the comments. So to start off with, I make these switch covers. Basically, if you're training yourself to use less keys, this has like tabs that wiggle around, and if you remove your switch, instead of having a gaping hole where you see the PCB, well, this just snugly fits in. Like that squiggly tab allows you to take in the variation of different plate thicknesses and hole sizes. And someone asked me, he has a macro pad, and he always forgets to bring the dongle of his macro pad everywhere. So I made this pocket, as he suggested, where it should fit this USB. Okay, so it does fit a bit too snugly, and I heard a crack. So I'll have to change the tolerances to widen it up. And I also made a tab over here that I can see I made it too thin. So this tab over there was supposed to flex and apply constant pressure. Like there's a small lip here, but it's not as pronounced as I would have liked. So I'll have to make the hole bigger and the tab thicker. Let's see how it fits on the keyboard. So yeah, it fits in snugly. And now if you had a dongle, again, this one is a bit tight, but there we have it. The concept works. So I'll just need to refine some dimensions. Let's move on to the next. Oh yeah, small one, but I have this RGB or keycap, and now that we can do colors, I was like, oh, let me try just a non-RGB version. So here I have a permanent redstone. I'm pretty pleased with it. Now this one doesn't look like diamond or sapphire, maybe close to sapphire, but yeah, I'm not gonna play with the colors. It was just a fun side project. Let's move on to the Alps. So someone wanted a Alp Rotator in the previous version. They worked, but they were a bit loose. So let's see if the new version fits better. All right, the new version is in tight, which is good. It's snug tight, not stupid tight. Yeah, this works well. Okay, so this works well. Now it's just a matter of knowing with the customer if I have the height correct. So I'll send him a few different heights and we'll see which one he prefers. And I made an update on this Alps switch opener. So there's Alps written on it. I'm not sure if it focuses. You can see it. Yeah, Alps and the logo over here. And so this is meant to be a bit like a ring. This prong is the same dimension as this rotator. And the idea is that you would take your switch. Actually, let's pretend it's on a keyboard. So let's pop this back up and you line it like so. So you can see that the tabs start to hook, and then ideally the stem plunges in. And now if I pull, the keyboard should hold the base of the switch and I should be able to grab the top of the switch. Okay, well, the keyboard in this case is a bit too loose, but yeah, this works. Now I have all the internals of the Alp switch, but I don't want to mess it up, so let me... All right, I'll close this behind the camera, but this works well. I'm pleased with it. So moving on, I made this keyboard, and this legend showcases that if you had a split keyboard and you have, let's say, if you're pressing this button, it brings up one different layer. So if you normally it's like this bottom left, when you press a keycap, it goes to the bottom left legends. And then when you do shift, you go to the upper legend, which is the capitalized version. If you press this button, it brings up to the bottom right legend. And if you press the button on the other side of the keyboard, you go to this legend here. So it's different maps showcased on one keycap set, and this was a really good test. It took me a while to get a file that I could easily change all of this and change the font. This is, if you know which font this is, let me know down in the comments. And yeah, if you find it, props to you. You are a man of taste. And the others, good luck. Anyhow, this came out really well in terms of how I go from conception in the file to actually printing it and making sure everything is centered with each other. Like visually, this all looks fairly well centered. Apart, like this is by design scooted to the left, but anyhow, what I was a bit disappointed in with this is the color saturation. Like this is supposed to be gray and this is supposed to be a bit more of a heavier blue. And so what I started to do is on another file, I printed different keycaps, well, the same file, but with different settings. And I took some macro shots and I can basically see that there are three things happening. One, it's on the software. So I took PNGs and I export them in SVGs, and there's the size of the actual file, which leads to, how do you call it? Small, like, there's a name for it, but like imperfections on the file itself, and you don't get great colors. Like if you really, I took a macro shot with my DSLR, and you can see that there are, like dots of the wrong color in the wrong spots and leading to a fuzzy thing. And the second thing that the macro shot reveals is that there's fuzzes around the edges linked to this being actually 3D printed. So like up close you can see the layer lines, and this makes it look visually a bit fuzzy. So the file, the 3D printed keycaps are two sources of fuzziness and dullness of the print. And the last one is how many layers of ink I'm actually using. So here that was one layer, and I think this is like 6 layers, and this is way better. But you feel it a bit because there's so much ink. Like this, you don't feel the legends. On here, you actually do feel them. They're starting to come out. So I need to keep playing with the settings. I've tried a set of new inks, which made a difference. Now I am debating actually switching what's known as the print head. So this one I destroyed it just to get a better understanding of how it works. But on the printer that I have, the print head is actually abused. I got a new one. I don't think it's worth it for me to swap yet. I still think there's a lot of things I can learn. But yeah, this is very promising. I'm happy with the Legends so far. There's a lot more experimenting to do. But soon enough, I'll be offering fully customizable keycaps with, well, Legends with keycaps. If you stuck around until now, thanks for watching. Please leave a comment. What do you think of these projects? And have a good day. Bye.